I belong to you.
I belong to you.
Do just what you want. You're the one I trust, and I'll always be around when I need some loving, baby. No one else.
Yeah.
Let you down.
Let you down. Playing all my melodies.
What's up everybody, my name is Shai Mizrahi and you guys are watching Fluffy Flamingos, where we teach you cool magic tricks and how to better your films. Today is Magic Monday, and as I said before, my name is Shai Mizrahi and I will be your instructor today for a very specific pass. I will be teaching you not the classic pass, not the Herman pass, but I will be teaching you the turnover pass. The turnover pass is a pass in which you select a card and control it to the top of the deck invisibly while turning over the deck of cards. So welcome to Magic Monday, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so this is the optimal angle for this control. It's a little bit harder from the front and from this opposite side, but this is where you want to be, this sweet spot of looking down, right? So just a little bit up and to the right. It basically looks like this, where you have a spectator select a card. So let's say they ace of clubs, and then you flip over the deck of cards and it's on top. So today I'm going to be teaching you the turnover pass. It is a very, very effective pass, and it's a little bit easier to learn comparatively to the other ones. Essentially, what's going to be happening within this pass is as you show them the card, you'll be getting a break, and then you'll be flipping the bottom and then the top. That's essentially what's happening here. Alex Pandrea made a good point that this trick doesn't make a lot of sense to have the cards face down, then to choose a card so that you can face it back up and then flip it over again. It just didn't make a lot of sense as to why you would do that. What we are going to do is start from the bottom. So if they name a random card, let's say they say the Queen of Diamonds, so that you'll get a pinky break under the card. You don't want to make it very obvious. So if you come through and you're like, oh, the Four of Spades, huh? Like that was very big, very obvious. Just give it a second, just pause, don't make it super obvious, gesture. And that was something that I learned through this, is that if you do this motion with your hand, you can actually cover the pinky break. So like that, and it doesn't make a big deal out of it. So they can't really tell, here's my pinky out, and now it's in, right? What you're gonna do is you're going to close everything together, but don't square anything up, because what's gonna happen is that in the motion of squaring up, you will be turning this down. So if you curl your index finger underneath, you can actually flip over the deck. Is that you'll get a pinky break under the card, and then as you square up, this is what's happening from the front. You're doing this and that. So once you get your pinky break, 9 of spades, let's say, put everything together, and here it might start colliding. It might get a little stuck. It might feel like you are kind of bumping packets a lot, but that's good, because that means that your hands are getting tight together, and tight is good. The tighter the pass, the more invisible it'll be. I see a lot when people do this pass is that they like make a huge motion out of it. Like they'll make a very large motion that's very large and unnecessary. So to keep it a little bit tighter, here's a tip. So let's say we have the 8 of clubs. So when I'm in the middle of making my pass, right here, when I'm in this T position, right, that's a T. When I'm in this T position, that is when I'm going to start flipping over this. Use your index finger to flip it over like that, right? So nothing like this, right? You're not clapping, right? want to keep it tight. So that's 1, and then 2. One more time. 2 of diamonds, let's say. You make your T, then with your index finger flip, and all in one motion, just like that. I'm not doing like a great job in slow motion, but I'm just trying to make it a little bit easier for you guys to understand. So T, index flip, and boom, you're done. There's good ways to hide a pass a little bit better. So there's always law or theory in Magic about the larger motion covering the smaller motion. If I do this and then dribble, it hides the motion of what you just saw. So like that, and dribble. This is what your pass should look like if you're doing a dribble. Go like this, just like that. So what happens is that when you dribble, it's actually kind of just letting them lose focus of the motion that you just did. So this should look as natural as possible. It should look like you're just flipping the deck over. But if it just looks a little bit too suspicious, you add that on top. It looks like you're basically doing this. There's also doing a riffle. So if you start with the riffle and then riffle it again. If you're doing a riffle, it should look like this. Hope you guys liked this video. Hope it was super helpful. I personally love this control. It's beautiful, and it's beautiful because no one knows what they're looking for. They never will if you do it right. Thank you for joining me on Magic Monday. I'll have something for you next week as well. Don't forget to stay tuned this Wednesday for Fluffy Hour. I have something good in mind, and I'll also see you on Film Friday. Have a good rest of your week, guys. I'll see you then.